Hello and welcome to this full moon in Cancer broadcast. Very interesting time, it's called the Yule cold moon or the long night moon. The ancient Yule celebration is actually a period of 12 days. So it starts with the Winter Solstice, which this year happened on the 21st of December, and it's going to end on the 1st of January, so the first day of the new year. 12 is a very important number. It refers to the 12 apostles, the 12 tribes, Jewish tribes, the 12 zodiac sign. Also, it used to be a very important number because it represents a great passage, a great shift in consciousness from, say, the old way of being childhood towards adulthood. During that period, 12, the 12 energy, it happens that we go through a very deep process, inner metamorphosis, inner shift, and which changes ourselves completely. And this is really what's going to happen at this point in time in our lives. Here we had the Cancer full moon on the 10th of January, so it was not the last moon of the year. We're going to have it this year, and it's going to be a very important time and moon because it is taking us deeply into the foundation of our own self, which is actually Cancer is all about. It is the last moon of the year, full moon of the year, and then it shines on the horizon longer than all the other moons of the year. Especially this one is going to happen from between the 29th and the 30th of December. In some parts of the world it will be on the 29th. In Europe it will be on the 30th. So it's talking about a very special transition, and this is why I've decided to look at both 29 and 30 because they are a sequence, they come one next to the other, and they are very important. Being Yule, the lowest point of the year, Yule means wheel, symbolizes also the wreath that we have on our doors at Christmas time. It's also the beginning, the deep womb, the deep foundation on which we build the next 12 months. So whatever what's going to happen during these days is extremely, extremely important. Let's look at this 29 energy first, and then we see the energy of 30, of number 30 immediately after. 29 in sacred numerology is associated to, means departure. Is a change from the covering of one's house into something new. Cancer is really associated to the house, which is not only our physical house, but is also the house in the sense of the temple of the body. This energy about building the nice house, bringing the light into the house, which is really a Cancerian keynote, is going to be the theme of this lunation, at the time of this lunation, actually these days, because it will be on the 30th in Europe. 9 is also sacred numerology, the number associated to the judgment of the Holy Spirit, which means the baptism of fire. So it is a preparation and to number 30, which is dedication to rulership. So dedication to the divine service, which means dedication to our mission and purpose. So we are going to go within, stay within the house. And it's very interesting that, especially in Europe at this point in time, we are asked, we have lockdowns in the majority of the countries, of the European countries. We are asked to stay within, to stay in the house, and then deeply look at what we want. And is a deep process of introspection, which is what 9 is all about. 9 is the tarot card associated to the Hermit, and the Hermit is a process of internalization, to see that everything that happens in the outer world is actually as a consequence of what we believe in the inner world, what we believe within. What's happening in the outer world is actually something that is a reflection of a transformation we are asked to go through within the self in order to build a new foundation. In the Kabbalistic tree of life, 9 is number 9 is associated to Sephira Yesod, which means foundation, and is actually the sphere related to building the foundation of Malkut, the world we live in, the kingdom we live in. So our thought seeds are very, very important, and at the time of this lunation we are asked to get rid of all the old way of looking at things, of thinking about life, or thinking about ourselves, and move totally into something new in the unknown. This is also why, this lunation is happening at 8 degrees 53 minute Cancer, because 53 is a number in esoteric numerology which is about stop fighting with yourself. You as a soul has always been there. And then 8 is about destroying the old, aligning the inner and the outer through a process of destruction and then building something new, because also 8 is a great number of success, but we can succeed only if we build what we are meant to build in our life. 853 is a 88, which is a master number, double-digit number, master number in esoteric numerology, which is a number related to destroying the old, building the new, and then letting go the old ideas, and then building new foundation, learning to leave behind the old to find inner authority, which is what 30, the day of the lunation, is all about. So authority, leadership, rulership. 30 is in Hebrew letters the Lamed, the contemplation of the heart. Hebrew letter Lamed is about the contemplation of the heart. We need to contemplate our heart, and then find the inner authority which is going to rule and guide us towards our true life, the foundation, the building of a new temple. And then you're going to see what I mean. Because 12, the month, is the young man in the esoteric tarot, and the young man is about letting go all our needs, all our wants, all our hopes, in order to be exactly in the moment. And then it is in the moment that we are going truly to get the intuition, the insight about where we need to go. Because if we stay about wish, wants, hopes, we stay in the past, okay? This is about really what the moon is all about. The moon, I don't know if any of you knows, but the moon in esoteric astrology is who we were, the way we thought about in the old life, and Cancer is also the star sign from which we come into this life. So where the moon is in our chart talks about what we need to transform, we need to die to in order to enter, to be reborn into the energy of the soul, into the energy of spirit. We are asked at the end of the year to let go the old. And then 30 is a 3 and 12 is a 3, which is a 33, which is a sign we are asked really to eliminate the old seed thoughts. And then 33 is a 6, with 2020 is a 4, 64, build a new temple. A temple, which is this temple, our body is a temple, where we need to restructure the way who we are, what we are, according to voice of the soul that comes from within, which is really in Cancer, the light within. The total addition of the day and the month is 42. And 42 is, in the Kabbalistic tradition, is the number with which God created the universe. So very important, is a new energy. It is also the critical degree, the critical angle for which a rainbow appears. And then also the 42 is also associated to the 42 questions asked of persons making the journey to death. And there are also the 42 stations of the Exodus, when the Jewish people left Egypt in order to go to the Holy Land. So it's a big time of transition, a big time of leaving the old behind and then building something completely new, which is 46, the total addition of the day. 46 is a very important number because it's 2 times 23, and then we have in our DNA 23 chromosomes, 2 pairs of chromosomes, so 46 in total. And then it's our DNA is a book, and it's a book, and the author of this book is God. So this is the God, the DNA creates our temple. And I don't know if you know that in the ancient times it used to be held in the Bible, to build a temple, it took 46 years. So we are going to build a new temple, our house, bring that light into the new light, into this temple. And then also starting from the 9th of December, the Earth has entered a big cosmic wave. I was watching before a video from biogeologist Rory Duff, which is really talking about every 12,000 years the Earth goes through this big wave, which appears to be a sort of a dragon in the sky, And then this is also why in the ancient time they could have prophecies, because these waves are journey through this wave of energy is cyclic. So the Earth goes through it really cyclic in a cyclic way. So we are going through the Earth is receiving this big wave of energy that is affecting deeply the Earth on many levels, our 3 magnetic fields, and then also our DNA. So a very strong energy is coming through, shifting our consciousness, our being, our light body, and in order to connect the light with the body. The meridian associated to Cancer is the stomach meridian, which is really yellow, and then which is one of the longest meridian, and is also called the sea of nourishment, because it is responsible of nourishing the body with the energy from digestion. Is also sort of big alchemical cauldron, Symbolically, it receives food and it distributes everywhere into the body, but energetically it receives universal energy into our body. So new ideas, new information, and is asking of us of nourishing and nurturing our true self. When this meridian doesn't work properly, we are not able to assimilate the new. We become very critical, we become intolerant, we reject new ideas, new things, we worry a lot, we think a lot, we are confused, we have a lack of strength, we feel depressed, and is really triggering within us a sense of doubt, because it also makes us experience a sense of feeling of the death of all our wishes. Bear in mind that Cancer is also the house of death, is the house of endings. So really ending of what we no longer need. And the stomach meridian is also related to the earth element, which is symbolically the promise of a new harvest. So it represents a big time of transition, and is also refers to the creation of self. All the elements are generally associated to a cardinal direction. the earth element, not really associated to a cardinal direction, is associated to one direction, which is the center, the inner center. And then it is related to smell. So smell is about the memory, you know, smell is related also to the first chakra. So it is, the question here is, you know, an invitation for us to smell our life. Ask ourselves, what is the fragrance of our life? What is the fragrance of the way we've lived until now? And ask ourselves whether we still want to go ahead or not. So it is really a big timing where we are asked, you know, 88, the degree of the moon, build our new life on truth, destroying the old way and uplift ourselves, because 88 is a miraculous levitation, and then move completely into the new. The Sabian symbol for this moon are very, very interesting, because when we have a full moon, the sun and the moon are opposite each other, and then so the moon is in Cancer and the sun is in Capricorn. The entrance and then exit, because Cancer is the entrance into this world and Capricorn is the exit. So the symbol of the moon is a small naked girl bends over a pond trying to catch a fish, which means really quest for a desire, a quest for knowledge. We really want to understand the meaning of life. We want them to understand the meaning of real life. While the Sabian symbol of the moon, of the sun, is an angel carrying an harp. So, which is really about understanding, receiving revelation about the spiritual meaning and purpose at the core of any situation. It is really about attunement to the rhythm of the universal life. We are asked, because the moon and Mercury, which is really our intellect, are opposite to each other, because Mercury is actually at 14 degrees Capricorn, and it is conjunct the moon. So Mercury is illumination of the mind. So this moon is going to cloudy our mind a little bit, asking us to understand what's happening, what's going to happen, what's going to move, what's going to happen into our life, but not from the rational aspect point of view, from the spiritual aspect point of view. Open ourselves to a new revelation, which is intuition, because Mercury is really all about the illumination of the mind, the illumination of the intellect, and it's also the one that bridges the intellect, the higher and the lower self, the higher mind and the lower mind. Vulcan, which is conjunct the sun and Mercury, is asking us to overcome our fear about survival, about holding on to the past energy, and then asking us to discover new way of leaving the old behind. So we're really going to receive at the time of this lunation a great assistance, because we are going through a big crisis of growth, and then we need really to allow that crisis to happen, and in that crisis to develop a sense of inner security in order to be able to meet that crisis, because we are facing a sort of a test. We are really examined and tested in order to prove our responsibility, our capacity to assume the responsibility of who we truly are in this life. So we are asked to have the courage to be, and to bring that light, the light that we carry within, into daily life, which is really a great thing, because if we stay in the past, hold on to the ancient, the old way of thinking, the old way of being. We're not going to support this moon, which is very future oriented. We need to stay within. We need to really look at all the emotional thing, all the thought that come through, and choose to stay centered. Because the stomach meridian is about being centered, hold on to who we feel we are, not allow these waters, the emotional water, because Cancer is about water, so it is a water sign, so it's about emotional body, it is about movement, and it is ruled by the moon and Neptune. The moon rules the water, rules the waters of the earth, and the Neptune is the god of the waters, the ocean, the sea. So not being trapped into self-deceit, but surrender to what's happening, to surrender to the new, move into the new energy, move into this new change, in this new time. If we allow that to happen, we are going to, a new quality of being is going to emerge from within. This moon will be square to Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer. And then being a moon in Aries is really about a challenge in relation to empower ourselves. It's really not feeling a lack of power, but choose to empower ourselves if we really want inner stability. Cancer is a sign associated to mass consciousness. We need to let what other people think, what other people say behind, and choose to individualize, to become who we are. And then Uranus, which is creating a trine to the sun, and then in sextile to the moon. Uranus is the planet of revolution, is the voice of God, is the mind of God. And then he's asking us to meet the past, to allow the meeting of the past and the future, which means what we've been until now was okay. We need to put the foundation to build the new. And the past, what we've been, is the foundation. What we've been until now is the point to that was absolutely needed, story that we absolutely needed to build what we are going to be. Lilith, which is also sextile to Moon, is really asking us to go through these dark hours, the watering, which could be in a crisis or a crisis also in the family, dark hours, and then create that happiness, holding on to who we are, what we are, in order to move into the new. This lunation happening from the 29th to the night between the 29th and the 30th of December, according to where it's going to happen, wherever you are on planet Earth. 29 is the birth of consciousness, and 30 is the dedication to rulership. We are in a great time of transition. We are at a big time of transformation. And if we allow the past to go, if we stop crying to what has gone, what we have left behind, and open totally to the new energy, we can really shift something in our life. 2021, the new year, which is going to start at the end of the Yule, the period of the Yule celebration, is going to be completely the planting of a seed. 21 is the manifestation of something new, planting a new seed, while 2020 was death and gestation. So in order to build something new, we need to clear the space. And then, what happened this year, the universe cleared the space for something new to come in. And then we need to trust the process of life. We need to trust the process of the new energy. Cancer is about the chest. Chest in the ancient Hebrew language used to be called Teba. Teba means ark. And then it is here in our heart, in our chest, that we can feel safe if we hold on to what we have in our chest, in our heart. So, which is also our lungs. Teba means to trust, to feel safe, to feel confident. It is about safety and security. And, you know, Teba meant ark, and it was a word used in the Bible to describe the papyrus boat on the Nile, where in which Moses was found, but also it was also used to describe Noah's ark, you know, the ark of safety. Ark is also the beginning of the word tarot, you know, the major arcana. We are asked to understand the major arcana, the journey through life. We are asked to understand why we live, what we live, and how we live it. So in order to do that, we need to become aware of what the laws of life are all about. This is also why in January I'm also going to start a weekly course on the major arcana, the esoteric tarot, for those of you who are interested in knowing more about this and also understanding more what the major esoteric tarot are all about, which has nothing to do with the tarot that we know. In the chest we also have our heart angel, what really the feeling, the quality, the voice, the inner voice that we carry within. So, and as I said, in the old commentary it says those who are demanding to be saved cried loud. Their voices penetrate into the formless world and there evoke response. It's up to us to listen to this voice. You know, when we are asked to be saved, being saved doesn't happen the way we want. It happens the way the universe chooses to save us. And it's a very important time for us to stop thinking about the way things should happen and learn more about to trust the unfoldment of life, which is also what this moon is really asking us. Do you want to bring the light into our body, into your temple? That is the way it's not going to happen the way you want, but the way the universe wants, which is really learning about what faith is about. Let go, an invitation here is to let go of how we want to be saved, and then choose to allow the universe to save us. You know, Neptune is really about surrendering to something higher than us, and trusting that guidance, that opportunity to be saved the way the universe wants to save us. What we need to do here is clear our thinking, feeling, bodies, and allow the insight to come through. Because it's only through this intuition, inner teaching, coming from above, that we are going to receive insight about the vision for the future. And bear in mind that we understand the plan, the big plan, only as the plan unfolds. We may have a vision, but it's not going to unfold the way we think. Interpreting a plan, interpreting an idea is not what we are asked to do, because the interpretation is based on what we know, and new life comes from the unknown. So the two things collide within us. So faith is really about trusting the unknown, trusting the breaking down of the old and moving into the new. Wishing you a wonderful full moon in Cancer, wishing you a deep time of introspection, because the Hermit is about introspection, realizing what it's happening in the outer world is a reflection of something that's really moving from within. Important to receive that insight. So the silence is very important, to be silent, to listen, and ready to be open to smell a new fragrance that is coming through to us, from us, the deeper aspect of the self, from the universe. Wishing you a wonderful time, and then thank you for everything. Bye bye.